spokesperson of the Igbo people, right?
Yes. One day I will tell the story of how I became
journalists hang out.
It has already begun.
Okulo Randigbo, I will tell the story.
Okay.
Why I was found worthy of being the
spokesperson of the Igbo man.
I will tell the story here one day.
Okay, thank you.
Gentlemen, let journalists hang out begin proper.
Yes, it has begun.
Please. All right, folks, let's go. You know, in 4 days' time, Nigeria would have been 64 years old as an independent country. But our story is a checkered one, no thanks to hardship. But for the second time in as many years, President Bola Tinubu has ordered a low-key independence anniversary celebration. And so speaking during a press briefing to unveil activities for the 64th Independence Day celebration, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, SGF, Senator George Akume, said the government of President Tinubu is aware of the harsh economic conditions Nigerians were passing through, hence the wisdom in advising a low-key celebration. The times indeed try men's souls. So let's share the story by TVC News' Miriam Mohammed. Let's go there. Come on.
This World Press Conference by the Interministerial Committee is to assure Nigerians of what the federal government has done so far to address the prevailing situation. The Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, talks about government policies that have yielded results and assure that more is being done to improve livelihood of citizens.
We will remain resolute in our inalienable destiny to build a strong and proud country that works for the good of all citizens, irrespective of status, tribe, religion, and creed.
The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris Malagi, and other ministers present reiterated the essence of the administration's renewed hope agenda.
Visionary leadership of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we have initiated transformative policies and reforms aimed at correcting the missteps of the past and reposition Nigeria as an economic superpower in the near future.
No item of raw material should leave these shores without some element of value added, because that's the way you create jobs, that's the way you grow the economy, that's the way you industrialize and modernize.
There are contemporaneous challenges that are being affected by everyone. And even before Mr. President was sworn in, some of these challenges have been acknowledged. For example, all the major political parties campaign on fuel subsidy removal.
We have engaged with the private sectors in over 63 routes. And the idea is for them to bring in funds, construct these routes, work with the Infrastructure and Construction Commission and the Ministry of Works.
What we've done for the last 10 months has been to develop a program, a curriculum, a new curriculum that will involve, integrate knowledge, skills, traits, and values.
The federal government believes there is light at the end of the tunnel, insisting Nigeria will be great again. Miriam Mohammed, TVC News, Abuja.
Thank you, Miriam. Biko, our story can be sweeter than it is.
Yes, and that's why we have to behave in a manner that is consistent with the mood of the country.
Oh, yeah.
Nigerians are not happy that they are going through these difficult times. Whether you are in the APC or the PDP, we all know that our people are sacrificing a lot at this time. They are going through a lot, and they need government to ease the pain on them. What our people hate the most is to see people in government, behaving like nothing has changed. Yeah. But a lot has changed.
Yeah.
The price at which people are buying food at this time, the price at which people are buying petrol at this time, is not like it was 2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah.
So you cannot deny that a lot has changed. And as I said before, the most popular word in Nigeria in the last 1.5 years is hardship.
Hardship, yes.
If you open a newspaper, you read about hardship. If you go on Facebook, you read about hardship. No one can deny that our people are going through a lot. And Nigerians are not happy to see politicians, people holding elective positions, behaving like, look, there's so much money in town, behaving like nothing has changed.
No cause for alarm.
They have to behave themselves. They have to behave themselves. I'm happy because nothing really calls for an elaborate celebration at this time. Let's manage the scarce resources at our disposal. Let's focus on taking steps that will ease the pain on our people. That is what President Tinubu can do to change things. I was watching the Minister of Education, you know, was one of those who spoke.
Yeah.
I'm waiting to see whether this minister will allow ASU to go on strike. Because they have every reason in the world to address the demands that ASU has made.
The outstanding issue.
So everyone was talking, I saw him to waxing lyrical.
Yeah.
If ASU goes on strike under his watch, he will have failed as education minister. If Asiwaju lets ASU go on strike, it will have gone against the promise that he made, that he will not allow any disruption in the academic calendar during his time as governor. So, Jones, our people, their demands are not extraordinary. They just want good governance. They just want their pains to be eased, and any government in power must commit to doing that.
That's it. Yeah.
Because the welfare of the people is your responsibility.
That's it. That's it. Charles, in 4 or 5 days, we will be 64 years. And so you are looking at a 64-year-old man who had everything. You know, they say an elephant does not struggle to be big. It is born big. We were born big, but somehow we dropped the ball along the way.
Yes. 64 years old man is many years a grandfather, whether they like it or not, because many children all over. Even if you're a grandfather, you should be able to have even your grandchildren should be in their 20s. That's what it means. Yes, exactly. If you had, yes. So that if you started early, is that. So that's to tell you that at 54 we're still floundering. At 54 we're still like toddlers, still toddling, and all that. It's a big. Where I'm concerned, everybody's concerned that if you look at countries, all of us had independence together. Even some of them that even had independence after we had, they've made so much progress. Because we've been having leadership crisis in this country. I remember when I was a little boy, I was told by my elder brother that a certain president, a certain head of state in this country, once upon a time said that we had no problem with wealth, that our problem was how to spend it. I think it was Gowon he attributed that
the second military head of state.
Yes, and I was also told that once upon a time too, we were paying the civil servant salaries of whether it's Ethiopia. I can't recall that now at the time.
Yeah.
There was also once upon a time that we also had a chief justice of Federation of the Gambia and the Gambia and the Zimbabwe, Uganda. So it's this same country that we are talking about that we hardly can feed ourselves. I remember when I got a job, my first job when I left school. When I told you I did diploma in Unilag that time, first time, and I was working then. There was a car that was bought for me, Mitsubishi Code, one small car that I was using to do marketing. I was given 20 naira Babajide to buy fuel, and I would buy a fuel of 18 naira to fill the tank, and still had 20 naira.
And keep 2 naira.
And bring the change back. This same Nigeria
was big.
Big money as well. But today now, you know how much I bought fuel for, if I went before this crisis, if I bought fuel for about 25,000 naira, I will have almost full tank. but the 25,000 naira can hardly fill a quarter tank and all that. So it's the same thing with but that's why it is very good, because celebration, when you say celebration, celebration is something that maybe you have a milestone. Number two, maybe there is something, maybe somebody has given birth, but the question, if we are celebrating, what do we have to say that we are enjoying? That bag of rice is now 20,000 naira or so. So it is good that we are not.
It is not yet uhuru for my country.
It is not, and it is. We have no cause to celebrate, apart from the fact that we are still one country.
There's room for improvement.
There is. I think the only thing we can celebrate is that what the Minister of Information said. At least we can celebrate our unity. We're not divided. We are not disintegrated. But again, at what cost? So these are the questions we should be answering in the course of this broadcast.
All right. So let the debate continue. But Mr. President, that's the news, has ordered a low-key celebration when it is time, October 1st. Okay, then, to our next story. You know, social media personality, otherwise the transgender woman, whose real name is Idris Olanrewaju Okuneye, who got imprisoned some